Hi, it's good to be with you. Three new stories. First, assassination by Fano fighters in Oromia. Fano fighters have assassinated several government officials, police officers in the Amhara region. But now, assassination by Fano fighters in Oromia. Who was assassinated? In which zone this assassination was committed? How did Fano fighters manage to enter this zone? Secondly, Amhara regional government has reshuffled entire top security structure. Top officers have been shuffled, you can say, and some new appointments have been made. Thirdly, Debre Markos, viewers, what is happening there? An update for you. What about the road which passes through Debre Markos, main road which connects Oromia with West Gurjam? Have Fano fighters completely withdrawn from Debre Markos, or are they still there? Details for you in this video. Firstly, viewers, first assassination by Fano fighters in Oromia. I have been updating you, keeping you updated about attacks by Fano fighters in Oromia. Most of those attacks were being conducted from North Shore zone of the Amhara region. From North Shore zone of Amhara, Fano fighters entered North Shore zone of the Oromia region, and some locally organized groups were part of the attacks too. Locally organized groups of Fano fighters based in North Shore zone of Oromia, and some infiltrators from North Shore zone of the Amhara who entered Oromia. They have been involved in some kidnappings in Oromia. They carried out attacks in Mendida, Abichanaganea, then in Gundu Maskal to Dera Voreda. And there was fighting between Oromia security forces and Fano fighters there in North Shore zone of the Oromia region. This assassination did not happen in North Shore zone of the Oromia region. It happened in Horo Godoro Wellega. It means that gradually entire Oromia Amhara border is becoming destabilized. Fano fighters are trying to take this conflict to Oromia. That is what I said yesterday, that it seems to be Fano fighters' deliberate strategy to take the conflict from Amhara to Oromia. The assassination happened in Horo Godoro Wellega. The target was peace and security in charge of Voreda. His name is Amsalo Ficado. Amsalo Ficado was Abe Dangoro Voreda peace and security head. Abe Dangoro obviously in Horo Godoro Wellega. Not only was Amsalo killed, some other officials were also killed. Around 6 or 5 were killed along with Amsalo Ficado. No statement from Oromia government. I could not see any statement. I could not find any statement, but people are confirming from the area that Amsalo has been assassinated by Fano fighters. Now, question is, which Fano fighters? Did they enter from Amhara into Horo Godoro Wellega, or Fano fighters, Fano factions are being raised in Wellega, local Amharas are being armed and new Fano factions are being formed there. In western Oromia, in border areas, Oromia Amhara border areas, Amharas have been trying to organize themselves on local level, on village level. Small militias are being formed for months. Purpose is to defend. Self-defense is the purpose. All these local level, village level units are not under any central command. It's not that one Fano commander is monitoring, is leading all the small Fano units in Oromia. These are just local level, village level groups formed for self-defense. Now, I think Fano from Amhara could try to use these local groups consisting of Amhara youths to carry out attacks against Oromia security forces. And maybe Fano fighters from Amhara could be involved as well. Now, what needs to be careful about is that Amhara civilians should not become target of revenge attacks by Oromia forces. That could happen because we saw that in the past too, that whenever some Oromos were killed, Oromo security forces were killed, then civilians allegedly supporting or suspected of supporting, they became the victims of state action. Let's hope that Oromia government handle the situation in a responsible manner. But obviously, if their Warada security in charge has been killed, Oromia region will take action. How will it take action? Will it try to man the border? Entire border cannot be manned. Will it try to find the elements in Horogodoro, Wellega, in border areas in Obo, Dengoro, which are supporting Fano fighters of Amhara? Let's see. This is first high level, not high level, Wareda level assassination by Fano commanders, by Fano fighters in the Oromia region. Secondly, viewers, Amhara regional government is shuffling its top security tier. Police chief new appointed, a new appointment to the head of militia office to head of prisons to. Why? Reason is simple, that security structure in the region is under pressure. It collapsed, you can say. Military is basically leading the region. Command posts are leading the region. Police alone cannot confront Fano fighters. Fano fighters are not just Fano fighters. There are just militia members. There are ASF members too. Some ENDF members too. Former ENDF members too. So, Fano factions have turned into a formidable force which cannot be handled by police. By militias too, only ENDF can tackle. That is why some changes have been made in regional security structure. Dese Dejane is new police commissioner of the Amhara region. Not very well reputed, but he is a very strict man. Colonel Girma Gisase is the head of militia office. Similarly, deputy head of security, deputy head of police, deputy head of militia office, and some others have been transferred to new appointments have been made. This development indicates that Amhara's security regional structure is under pressure. It has been unable to counter Fano's attacks. That is why military control and new regional security structure is being formed. Problem is that top tier is not safe. If top tier is not safe, it means that subordinates can easily be targeted by Fano fighters. Police chief, outgoing police chief, came under attack near Meravi a few days ago. He narrowly escaped. Fano fighters carried out an ambush on a convoy of former Amhara police chief. ENDF came to his rescue. So, if top officers can be ambushed, it means that lower level police officials cannot confront Fano factions. Thirdly, was Debre Markos, Gojam, East Gojam. What is happening in Debre Markos? Overall situation is that business is closed, city largely closed, no traffic moving along the main road which passes through Debre Markos towards Bahirdar. Military patrolling the streets of Debre Markos. Reportedly, Fano fighters are there too in Debre Markos. In some parts of city, they are there. Fano fighters there, military there. No large-scale clashes today. There were clashes around 48 hours ago, but today relative calm. Both sides holding on to their positions. Fano fighters keep on retreating, coming back, posing a challenge to ENDF to control the city. Why? Because this city is along the main artery which connects Amhara, which connects Bahirdar with Oromia. They'll keep coming back, you'll see. Purpose is that ENDF should not be able to use the two roads to send supplies from Oromia to Amhara. Debre Markos to Bahirdar and Debre Work to Mota Road. So that is what is the situation in Debre Markos city. Thank you for watching.